The Jaguares have already booked their place in the grand final next weekend, but two questions still remain. Who will they play and where will they be playing? Today we find that out in All New Zealand Derby semi-final number 2 of Super Rugby. The Crusaders at home going up against their fierce rival, the Hurricanes. Hello everyone and welcome back along to your home of rugby. We're at a Super Rugby semi-final time yet again. Only 3 teams remain now, and after this 80 minutes they will be down to just 2 who will fight it out for the grand final. The Crusaders up first. The home team will be facing the Hurricanes, and this match is for a place in the grand final, and this team is looking rearing to go. It's an all black front row, and it is all black pretty much throughout the pack as well. Moody, Taylor, Franks, any team would dream of a front row like that. Scott Barrett will be alongside Sam Whitelock, and it will be Fitu Douglas on the blind side, the only guy who has not pulled on the black jersey of the All Blacks. Matt Todd will be on the open side, and Kieran Reid lines up at number 8. The back line full of excitement and full of the future as well, with Britton Hall at scrum half, who he partnered by Richie Moanga at fly half. Ryan Crotty and Jack Goodhue will be the midfield combination, with George Bridge on the left wing, Sever Reese on the right, and David Harveli at fullback in number 15 jumper for the Crusaders. To get to this spot, the Crusaders, they did very well in their quarterfinal matchup by disposing of the Highlanders, of course, their South Island rivals. Now they made it this far, top of the table throughout the season. If they want it, a home final is theirs to take. Not only do the Hurricanes have their own fans supporting them for the semi-final matchup, but also the Argentinians backing the Jaguares will be backing the Hurricanes to get the job done as well. A win here tonight for the Canes will see the grand final be played in Buenos Aires, a home match for the Jaguares, who finished second overall, but that is certainly one thought too many for this Hurricane side, who will be fully concentrated on the task at hand tonight against the Crusaders. But their team still very good. Not quite the explosive ability of an all-black pack, but Toby Smith, Dane Coles and Jeffrey Tumunga-Allen will be in their front row, with a new look and exciting second row of James Blackwell and Isaiah Walker-Leareri that have been exceptionally good in the middle of the pack for the Hurricanes. Into the back line on the blind side will be Reid Prinsep, Adi Xavier on the open, and Gareth Evans at number 8. Adi Xavier has been ever impressive for the Canes this season. Will need another big display if they're to put on a big performance here and make their way to the grand final. It's the age-old combination of TJ Perenara and Beauden Barrett in the halves, with the midfield partnership of Nangi Laumape getting a new supporter, with Matt Proctor coming in at outside centre. A couple of late changes here as well. No Umaga Jensen in the side, and of course on the right wing as well, Riasi is out, Jonah Lowe is in, heel partner Ben Lamb on the left wing, and of course Geordie Barrett, brother of Beauden, at fullback for the Canes. A lot to do here and a tough ask to take out the Crusaders at home, but if anyone's going to do it this season, it seems to be the Hurricanes are that team. So we are all set to get this one underway. It's the Hurricanes who will be kicking this matchup off, and they're in, of course, the yellow and black. The Crusaders in the famous red and black of Super Rugby semi-final number 2 underway we go, and Matt Todd drags down the kickoff, stolen by Barrett, and an early thief there for the Hurricanes fly half. Just the start they would have wanted as Tumunga-Allen picks off the back, has a little bit of a run, he finds split out on the left side, and eventually Matt Proctor's one who takes its ground for the Hurricanes. Good territory advantage to start quickly up the left-hand side. Big opportunity now for Adi Xavier. Up again, one-on-one on the 22. He's taken down. We're only a couple of minutes in. We've already had plenty of action in this matchup already. Laumape has a run. Loses a couple of metres. Perenara, great offload! Perenara puts Lamb in space, and Ben Lamb will go close, but just a couple of metres short. Great work there by the Canes. They get in quickly and help out. Perenara, options left and right. He goes open side, straight to big man James Blackwell, who charges at the line. It's here again, and Perenara goes left side. Numbers on his left, he wants it, but they can't find a way through. Still the Canes, still close. Pick and go now, fired out right, and it's a try for the Hurricanes. Nice and early, big hole, and straight through it they go to open up the accounts. Mistake from the Crusaders to lose the ball early, and a bit of puncturing down their left-hand touchline. And eventually, they decided to go right. Gareth Evans with a massive ball out to Nangi Laumape, who slides over with no one in his way. Dane Coles was a hit up there, and Franks almost turned him over. But look at Evans, though. He got Perenara to get out of the way. He said, "I got this, TJ. Move over." Great opener for the Canes. They stole the ball. They controlled possession. And from that, they've turned it into 5 points and a possible 7 with Beauden Barrett just to the right-hand side of the uprights. Makes no mistake there. 10 minutes in, we are 7-0 Hurricanes over Crusaders. Back to halfway with a start that they wouldn't have been wanting. The Crusaders and their home crowd fans as well will not be too impressed with how this one has gone. Still early days though. Still a long time to go on this one. And underway we go again. Richie Mo'unga with a deep kick down to the 22 of the Hurricanes. And it's TJ Perenara who's lost it. Cody Taylor with a steal. Bryn Hall to Douglas. Fenton Douglas through 1. Charges through 2. Oh, the high tackle now coming in on number 6, Fenton Douglas. And it is from Ardie Savea. He is in strife. He is in trouble. He's gone to the bin. And TJ can't believe it. It was a great run from Fenton Douglas. He sidestepped one defender, he shouldered through the other, and it was in a clear piece of space he found himself in before the high-ranging arm of Ardie Savea took him to ground. And Richie Mo'unga has been given the call from Whitelock to go for the sticks, and that's exactly what he'll be doing. Right in front, you'll put your house on to get this one, and he does duly knock it over. And the scoreline is cut now for the Canes, 7-3. Crusaders back in the matchup with their first scoring play of the semi-final. Back to halfway for Beauden Barrett, and again it's the kickoff that is key. Securing this ball and getting it outside of your half is really the ideal situation. Neither side have managed to do that so far as Bryn Hall takes the ball down and sets it up again inside his 22. Joe Moody puts it back to Ryan Crotty, who's standing in a handy spot, but he's hacked this one off the inside of the boot and finds touch though, which is probably the most promising part of that from Crotty. And it's on the 10-metre line. Will be a Hurricanes throw to the line out. Dane Coles with the privilege, and it is a 5-man line out, 2 jumpers each. And stolen at the front. Big turnover there from Scott Barrett. Jumping well in front of James Blackwell, leaving him no chance. Moody now fires to Hall, a first receiver. Matt Todd, good pass and a tackle to Ryan Crotty. Crotty's got support left and right. Puts a little grubber behind. Gets a little chimmy in as well. It's a foot race here. Ryan Crotty dives on the ball, securing possession. But Johnny Barrett turns it over. And Perenara smashes this away. Gets it well inside Crusaders territory. And some desperate work there from Jordy Barrett, and TJ Perenara saves the day for the Hurricanes. Back to Cody Taylor, a full 7-man line out this time, and they've gone to the extra man at the back. It is Matt Todd, and Mo'unga gets the ball for a receiver, and he breaks. Brilliant done to Richie Mo'unga through one tackle, look for the little grubber, but he's shut down before he can get the ball away. Todd, good ball to Goodhue, and Goodhue, Jack Goodhue, away goes from Evans, Barrett gets chased, Goodhue will get there, in the corner, big try Crusaders, and Jack Goodhue is the scorer from a standing start. No chance, he puts it away. We know the defence of this Hurricane side are no slouches, but the head start around Gareth Evans, and then it was a foot race. Jordy Barrett up against Jack Goodhue, and he plants that ball right on the line as well. There was no chance of taking it too far. He looked up and he seen acres of space. He had Crotty to his left, but he took on Barrett. And that is always an intriguing matchup as well. Anyone against the Barretts. Jack Goodhue, he picked the slower of the two. And he picked his line, he picked his corner, and he gunned for it as well. Great try, Crusaders. And that for the first time in the matchup, regardless of this conversion, will give them the lead. Almost half an hour gone. Richie Mo'unga, who started it all with a great little break through the centre of the park, will add the extra 2. Great kick from the sideline, Richie Mo'unga. And the scoreline moves out to 10 points to 7. That 3-point penalty earlier on from this man getting yellow carded is proving to be a crucial factor at this point in the matchup as we head towards that final 10 minutes before half-time. The Crusaders love to up their game right about now. Bona Barrett gets us back underway. Deep kick to the left-hand side, and Matt Todd knocks it straight on. And trouble now, as it is straight through for the Hurricanes. Bona Barrett inside the 22. Electric work there from the fly half, but Havili shuts him down. Here's Savia wanting to make up for that early yellow card. He charges forward. They are just 15 out now. Another pick and go. Great work now, Marpe. Out it goes to Barrett in the middle of the park. A good run too from Evans, but it sits up nicely just into the left side of the uprights. To the right-hand side now. Another move going through the back line now. Marpe and Proctor combining. And they don't find the ball out to Jonah Lowe. Another pick and go here. This time, no way through that tight defence around the breakdown. Here's Gareth Evans with another little stab and a good long pass through, but it will be rubbed into the end goal, and Sever Reese will clean that up. Gareth Evans shakes hard, but that was a really poor option from the Hurricanes. They went through everyone. They put their big runners in. Artie Savi had to go. Laumapi had to go. They're all having a stab. And the 22 dropout goes stick down into Hurricanes territory. And they're playing a bit of technical rugby here at the moment. As finally Lamb has passed it off to Perenara, who takes it down right on the Super Rugby side. They go to the left side, and Bona Barrett is allowed to kick. They go stick down to David Havili, who's running to the left-hand side as he kicks it straight into touch. He's had enough. And he sends the two teams to the sheds. A close one at half-time here between the Crusaders and the Hurricanes. It is 10 points to 7. A penalty is the big difference here as the Crusaders take a slender lead going into the half-time break. It is the Hurricanes, though, who are all over this matchup. Look at that possession and territory. 72 and 74% going to the visiting team. It is one try apiece and a moment of brilliance as well for the Crusaders that put them in the lead late on in the first half. The penalty conceded has really cost the Hurricanes. 10 minutes in the bin for Adi Savia saw all 10 points go the way of the Crusaders during that time. He'll be having to make up for that in the second spell as both sides have made 2 line breaks in the opening 40 minutes, and that really does sum up the defensive effort from these two sides. Still 40 minutes to go though, and of course the big place in the grand final still up for grabs as this match is far from over. Crusaders lead it though by 3 points, 10-7 over the Hurricanes. Back underway we go now. It will be Richie Moanga who strives forward to get the matchup back underway. Semi-final number 2. Hagwara is already in waiting. Will they be travelling to Christchurch, or will they be staying home in Buenos Aires for the big final? Underway we go. It's Richie Moanga, and it is the Crusaders who are slightly advantaged to staying at home here as they lead by 3 points over the Hurricanes. And Kieran Reid, great turnover as well, but a ball goes into touch as he looked for the offload. Almost magical there from the All Black captain. Line out for the Canes. Dane Coles to throw. And it's a full option here. That's not straight. Goes to the middle. And Walker Leriri, well, he took that over his right shoulder. Not the place you want to take a line out throw. And that is a gift of possession back to the Crusaders.
Set.
They've got a scrum feed. That's their option call. They had a line out of a scrum. They take the game and shove, and they're going to lose it as well. Oh, the Canes put in a big effort at scrum time. They don't have to foot up with the hooker, and they've charged straight forward. Perenara to Barrett. Fires a big ball. Cut out pass. Finding it nicely to Proctor. He's running. And he charges as well, very well. Through a few defenders. Sever Reese has got it. And Sever Reese is decked. Another yellow card to the Canes. Oh, that is catastrophic. And it could be, I think, Tumunga Allen is going to the bin. We'll have a double check on that. No, it is Laumapi. Well, that was a terrible one to get mixed up with Tumunga Allen. Two very big chaps, however. And a penalty to the Crusaders. And it looks like Moanga is lining up another shot at goal. It could extend this lead even further. 10-7 at the moment. It'll make it 13-7, a 6-point buffer, which is not enough for a converted try lead, though, however. And away it goes from Moanga. Looks good. Holds it beautifully against the right-hand upright. And over it goes. 13-7 the score. Crusaders lead the Hurricanes by 6. Well, it's still up for grabs. It's still anyone's game here. And the Hurricanes, we know they can strike at any given moment. But they need to find that moment relatively quickly as well. That's a knock-on from Bryn Hall. And it's grabbed forward by the Canes. And the referee has scored very quickly advantage over, which is a great opportunity. Blow in another high tackle. Oh, it's getting a bit ludicrous now. This time, it looked like it was Bowden Barrett, and it's a tap and it's a go. Well, good, he was a bit confused what was happening as the Crusaders go through the feet, and this is beautiful work. It's out to Moanga. He's got Connie. Connie looks inside. Seven Rees. Goodbye. Good night. See you later. Hello, grand final. Seven Rees scores, and the Crusaders are well in control now. Brilliant try by the home team. Expertly finished by Seven Rees. But how about that pass from Ryan Crotty after he gets the pass from Richie Moanga, who made the initial break. But let's go back even further than that, where it was Jack Goodhue who took a tap from the penalty, ran forward a few metres before looking at the ref and saying, is that okay? Can we carry on? The Crusaders already were fully organised and fully prepared for the attack, and they let loose. Brilliant work from the Crusaders, fired through their hands, through the back line, and eventually finished off by the ultimate finisher of 2019, Seven Rees. Here's the one who made the initial carve away in the defence, Richie Moanga, with another 2 points, and it is now a comfortable lead for the Crusaders, 20 points to 7 over the Hurricanes. So it's back to halfway for the Hurricanes and back to Bowden Barrett, who needs some answers as his team trails now by 13 points, and it goes down to Franks, and he finds his front row partner in Moody, and Whitelock getting a bit desperate, fired out, but it's been lost, it's been stolen, and great work there from CJ Perenara. Now they pick and go, and it's a run from Dane Coles, which is all a bit too pedestrian, and stolen from Bryn Hall. And Crotty, well, now it's been petitioned by the Crusaders, who are too slow to break down. Now they've lost it. Fired to the right-hand side. Barrett does very well. Proctor goes out to Lowe, and John Lowe the chance. Back into Proctor. Proctor charging, but he's out of friends, but Lowe is there. And John Lowe helps secure the ball for the Hurricanes. Barrett goes to the right-hand side. They decide that's not the way to go, and it's cut interfered again. Another good run here by the Hurricanes, and that is excellent work from Ben Lamb and off his wing. He can go from Barrett, who finds no way through, and goes back to Gareth Evans, who's just stood up from the last breakdown. Going backwards at the moment as they swing it to the right. Good pass away, and Bowden Barrett slips out of one, and Bowden Barrett will put in the magic and put in a great try that gets his team back in the semi-final. 20 points to 12. Bowden Barrett, individual brilliance. That's why he is one of the best players in the world. Walker Leary, beautiful ball from him away to Proctor, and then it was the inside step from Bowden Barrett. Then the dummy looking to support on the inside, and the acceleration, which is so hard to deny. He has it in spades. He gets through the tackle of Jack Goodhue, and to be completely fair, Jack Goodhue does not miss many. That one was an absolute pearler from that man there, Bowden Barrett. The skills he has are ridiculous at times. And boy, tell me, the Hurricanes really needed that one as well. The conversion is important, and it is as good as any. Over the sticks she goes, and 20 points to 14 is the score, and this is a real turning point of the game. And they did it all without this man as well. Nolau Mape for the last 10 minutes, yet they've managed to score some points. Back to Richie Moanga, who's on halfway. He's nudged over a couple of penalties, and of course a couple of tries as well. Has them that slender lead going into this final 10 minutes of the game. Is well taken too from Evans as they look out to that midfield, and again, who else but the man back for the bin, Nangaleo Mape, who sets it up for the Canes. Here's Perenara looking to the left-hand side, and it gets out to a great ball to Lamb, and he breaks the line as well. Looks infield, and it's all breaking down now as they do keep it alive just to Adi Savia. And it's a good tackle on Rees that puts him in touch. Well, Adi Savia certainly has been quiet tonight. Spent 10 minutes in the bin in the first half, but he just looked like he wanted to explode there. But Seven Rees equal to the task. And now Taylor finds Whitelock and into the backs they go. It's George Bridget, first receiver, and he takes them on as well before desperately throwing the ball over his head and finding Matt Todd in a lucky chance to keep it alive. Moanga to Goodhue. He'll be annoyed he missed that tackle. He finds Moody, he finds Stephen Reese, and now the action will start to come across. But Reese is wiped out after putting in the kick. And Piranara, oh no! Of all people, TJ Piranara has thrown a forward pass to Ben Lamb. So looking for that something special to set them alight down their left-hand side and possibly put them in the lead in those dying moments, steal this game from the Crusaders. You'd say the chances for the Hurricanes have now been and gone following that last play, but hold on to your phones, hold on to your hats, hold on to everything you've got close by, because the Canes have stolen it. They've got them all back, 80 minutes away. We are going to be going the full 80 minutes, everyone. Hold on to everything. It's an inside step, beautiful work from Jonah Lowe on the right. And they set up outside their 22. It's Piranara giving out to Proctor again, and Evans goes back inside, and eventually they go through the guts and through the middle, and Savia sets it up just short of the 10-metre line. It's there for Jeffrey Tumungarallen, who picks and goes up to the 10-metre line. He is now. Big chance. They've gone 30-odd metres already. Piranara goes out, and once again it's low. Back inside, and another real chance here for Artie Savia. Breaking the line, finds Princep inside. Reed Princep going for the corner. Reed's chasing. Ball out wide for Proctor. It's knocked on. It's knocked on, and it will be all over. Proctor has spilt the semi-final, and the Crusaders will go on and into the final. Mistake from Matt Proctor, and the game was right there for the taking. The referee blows full time, and that is it. It is done and dusted. The Crusaders are going to the grand final. Well, it should have been the Hurricanes. They had that golden chance. Matt Proctor on screen, spilling the beans with a wide open line. Reed Princep did brilliantly to set him up for it, but he just could not finish. In the end, it will be Richie Moanga's 2 penalty goals that settle the differences between these two sides. And the Crusaders are going to another grand final. Big chance for them now to go back to back to back as they will take on the Jaguares in the Super Rugby final for 2019. 20 points to 14, and the Hurricanes threw away a massive chance to win the game. 2 tries each. Goodhue, Reese, Barrett and Laumape for the Canes. Richie Moanga and Bowden Barrett put over 2 each from the tee, but it was the penalty goals at the end also from the tee that put Richie Moanga in a field of his own and secured this win for the Crusaders. Well, the stats at halftime were dominant to the Hurricanes. At full-time, much of the same story. 64% of possession, 70% of territory. It was all there for the taking for the Hurricanes. But as we know of the Crusaders, they are clinical. You give them chances, they will put them away. 3 high tackles and 2 yellow cards certainly didn't help the Canes' cause at all, as they spent 20 minutes with a man less than the Crusaders. Yet still, they dominated the statistics. It was a day of chances for the Hurricanes, but a day of disappointment ultimately come full time. The Crusaders are going to the final, and they will be taking on the Jaguares. I'll see you all for that one very, very soon. Thank you as always for tuning and watching. Hope you're enjoying the Super Rugby action as it closes out, and we have a big final coming up in the coming days. Crusaders will be at home, and they'll be taking on the Jaguares in the decider. I'll see you all there for that one. Until then though, thanks for watching and take care.